If you're watching this video, I am assuming you are a gamer in 2020. Are you excited about video games? How do you know? Where do you go to find out about this? And is there a moment for you to celebrate? Is there a Super Bowl of video games? Of course, you know what we're talking about. Is 2020 the death of E3?
Welcome to NFTP Debates. I'm one of your hosts, Jason Wright, joined by my brother and co-host, Greg Artelona. Now, before we dive in, I'm going to ask you to go ahead, subscribe if you haven't already, and then after that, leave a comment and let us know what you think. I think last week we actually had some pretty good traction, so I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say this week. So, Greg, E3, let's talk about it. You and I grew up kind of following E3. Many call it the Super Bowl of video games. But this year, it's faced with some different challenges with the coronavirus, and others have taken up the mantle. And the question is, do we need E3 in a post-coronavirus world? What do you think?
It's been no surprise to anybody that E3 has been falling apart, especially with the Nintendo events they've been doing digitally for a long time. On the week of E3, it's starting to seem really silly to bring everybody up on stage for this one big event. Starting to seem really silly to the people writing this narrative. But those people, absolutely wrong, and don't understand the moment we get in the value of that moment. As gamers, new games come out every day. But it's very rare we get a moment that captures a national attention beyond just the core gamers, right? The kind of events, the viral videos like the 2013 TV, Call of Duty, Xbox event that completely changed the trajectory of video games. These type of moments is not something we get as video gamers too often. And let me tell you, we need that. And E3, only way to deliver it.
All right, Greg. Well, obviously, I'm going to have to disagree with you there. And as you said, E3 was very much losing steam prior to the coronavirus, prior to having to shut the event down. With last year's data hacks, we saw hundreds of journalists' personal information being leaked. E3 had their creative team resign. They had their host, Jeff Keighley, resign, withdraw his support back in February of this past year, not coronavirus related. PlayStation had already withdrawn. Nintendo and EA had drawn long ago for their own events. And as you mentioned, yeah, maybe this is one moment where the zeitgeist of gaming transcends the core gamers, but then who is it for, if not the core fans? And what I would say is, I think these types of events are better held with that niche's audience. And you have shows like PAX and GDC and Gamescom, as well as the introduction of Sony's State of Plays, Inside Xbox, Nintendo Directs, give that fan base what they want. You know, Final Fantasy fans, you don't want like a 5-minute blurb every 11 years on the next Final Fantasy VII Part 2. You want every single year Final Fantasy Fan Festival. That's what you guys want, right? I mean, why try to cram it all into 3 days?
Let me ask you something. We're both big Blizzard fans, right? And we get our Blizzard news once a year at BlizzCon. How many times have you, as a Blizzard fan, sat down and watched one of the big Blizzard long, drawn-out explanations about one of their games? How many times have you watched that?
Diablo 3, baby.
Once?
Okay, and let's not mince
once.
words. We're not Blizzard fans because that's going to get us hate. We're Diablo 2 fans.
Wow, that's fair enough. My point is, though, E3, I don't care what kind of fan you are. If you care about video games whatsoever, you're tuning in. And even if you don't care about video games, you're going to hear about it because it's an event. It's a big thing, right? Gamers hate when it's like, oh, let's have a 20-minute sit down and crawl through this game in overt detail. No. I'm going to play the game. Just get me excited. Give me a reason to be hyped about your product. Don't sit there and crawl through every ounce of everything. No. The biggest gaming moments I can remember outside of actually playing games have all come from E3. Let me tell you this.
But here's the thing.
Sony has been doing State of Play and their events now for I think about 3 years now, right?
No, not.
If you start with the December state of play ones they were doing.
Yeah, so probably not quite a year, I don't think.
So if you take it back to the state of play, it's about 2 years. But tell me one thing. Tell me one moment that's come out of those. Go ahead.
The Last of Us 2 reveal. I'm going to have to fact check
That's
myself
not
to
even
see
true.
if that was.
That came out at their E3 event. Oh, Lord, proving my point for me. Nobody, if you're watching this, go ahead. Off the top of your head, don't cheat. Don't cheat. Don't Google anything. Go ahead. Tell me one exciting moment that came out from a pre-planned production Sony drop it on your lap event. No. But I guarantee you, if you're watching this, you remember The Last Guardian, Final Fantasy VII, Shenmue 3, 2015. Boom! I guarantee you remember that.
But here's the thing, Greg. Here's the thing. You aren't going to get that type of event anymore.
Why?
Because let me tell you,
we can't have that type of event anymore.
You got to listen, because the ESA, who are the event promoters, have already came out and said that they were pivoting their strategy. They were going to feature surprised guests, stage experiences, access to insiders, experimental zones, focus on new streaming and digital programming. And as Liam Croft from Push Square succinctly put it, gone are the days of games, and in comes the energy drink stations, influencers, and Fortnite streamers.
Awesome.
That's what E3 is pivoting to. You're not going to get those moments that you want anymore. You're just not.
Keep giving me your corporate spill of what they want to feed us. This isn't what this argument is. This is what do we want? This isn't what does corporate want to feed us? All right? No. What do we want as gamers? We want E3 done right. This isn't
right.
What does corporate want? Go ahead, tell me more about what corporate runs, Jason. No. We want E3 done right like it was done for 20 years.
Okay. Now tell me this though. Tell me this. It isn't bundled up and tied in a nice package, but what about this summer hasn't been E3? In May, you get those early announcements that you wouldn't typically get. If you got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remake, that would be a footnote of E3. But you got that in May. You got all that hype, that shadow droppy hype that you could never get at E3. Then you had the PS5 reveal event, June 11th. You had indie showcases from Games Radar, Future of Gaming. You had Summer Games Fest Live, where you got a shadow drop of Crash Bandicoot 4. Then you had EA Play, June 18th. dropping Star Wars Squadrons. You have Ubisoft's event coming up in July, and Microsoft doing their first party showcase. So what is it that you haven't gotten this summer?
A moment.
With the additional benefit of having the time to be hyped about all of these little things. No.
These little sparks that are popping up here, they come and then they go, and then that's it. Tony Hawk was cool. I saw a couple memes for one day. Did you see it on CNN? Did you see it on Fox? Did you see it on...
You don't see E3 on
but you
CNN.
did. You did on Good Morning America. Good morning, everybody. Yesterday, the new Xbox, the next generation is revealed. Those moments that reach beyond the hardcore audience that's refreshing the subreddit every 6 hours.
And who cares? That's the thing. It's for us, right? Hardcore gamers.
Listen, how did we become hardcore gamers? Was I a hardcore gamer in 1995 when they price revealed the PlayStation 1? You were like 8. Okay, you didn't. You weren't. But I'll tell you what, in 2015, when I'm starting to really get into it, and everybody's explaining to me why I should care about The Last Guardian re-reveal, why I should care about Final Fantasy VII, why I should care about Shenmue 3, this moment and telling you, hey, this is our Super Bowl, this matters to us, that moment got me excited. Let's be really honest here. I never played The Last Guardian, Final Fantasy VII, or Shenmue 3. I still get chills thinking about it. That was awesome.
Okay. All right. It's verdict time, Greg. Where are we landing on this?
I don't know if it really needs to be an event with like a live audience and all of that. I think it does make a lot of sense to have digital events, and what they're doing makes a lot of sense from a cost standpoint for them, and there's plenty of reasons for them that they want to do that. But as a real fan of this, can we please find a way to make it feel meaningful again? because it doesn't now.
I agree. I think the closest thing we got to E3 this year was the PlayStation 5 reveal event, because that was boom, 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 games. Yep. It had 7 million concurrent streamers and averaged 4 million streamers.
And that was it.
And that was, like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the most streamed gaming event of all time, which tells you people are thirsty for that hype, get hype moment.
And not surprisingly, they did it like they're well done E3s. It was game.
Right.
Not what I expected, but much enjoyed.
Sure. Yeah. And so I think what that says to us is that, yes, we want, it doesn't have to be called E3, but we want this concerted effort, Super Bowl of games, get hyped, boom, here it is, jam-packed in your face. I think that's what everybody wants.
There's no one who doesn't love that. Now, is it going to be called E3? Is it going to be run by the Electronic Expo, whatever? ESA, sure. No, it's probably not. There's no reason that they deserve that clout. I mean, and by all accounts, they haven't really handled that clout well. But someone needs to do it. And the fact is, it has to be multiple different people getting together, because Sony can't do it alone. Bethesda can't do it alone. Xbox can't do it alone. It was the weekend of all of them coming together and saying, this is gaming this year. That was cool.
That was cool.
I miss it. I don't care about E3. I care about that moment. I think you do too. So.
Yep. You win, man. It's 2-1.
Boom.
Enjoy it.
Next week.
All right, everybody. That is all we have for you this week. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked it, then thumbs up the video. If you loved it, subscribe for more content. You guys have a fantastic week. We will try, but we are never free to play.
I don't care if you didn't like it. Just hit the like button.
Just do it.
Be done. Peace.